Welcome to episode 5 of Made by Zudrazil. Today it's May 5th, and yesterday it was Star Wars Day, so may the 4th be with you a day late. Is it Revenge of the 5th today, or is it Revenge of the 6th? I can't remember which one. Doesn't matter that much. My name is Linda, and you can find me on Instagram as Zudrazil and on Ravelry as Lissodus. Today I have one finished object, we have a few whips, and 2 acquisitions right here. We'll start with our one finished object. So I was knitting on a pair of socks for my husband, and I managed to finish those. They are made using the Fortissima yarn, Fortissima color. In the color 0413. They're 72 stitch count socks with a heel flap and gusset and a standard, what is it? No, is it around the toe? No, it's a standard toe. I don't know what it's called. So I had 20 rows 2x2 rib at the top of the foot, leg, and then I made 30 rows for the leg because I didn't want them that high, but after finishing them and trying them on, I'll probably make the leg a little bit longer for the next pair. Did I knit this 2 at a time? No, I knit this 1 at a time, and they're not exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. Good enough. We don't really mind if they're not totally matchy. So a pair of vanilla socks are done. As for my works in progress, we start with the one I worked most on this week, because I was trying to finish it for yesterday, but I didn't. I managed to finish one sleeve yesterday and start on the second sleeve yesterday evening, and most of the second sleeve I knitted today. It's my Star Wars cardigan. It will be steeked, and I used Hobby Tweed Light in Chai Latte and Marshland Green. I'm knitting on 5.5mm needles for the body, and for the ribbing I'm using a 5mm needle. I also tried, well, this is the second time I tried it, but I also tried, sorry for the needles making noise, Italian bind off. Pretty happy with that. Looks good. Also on the first sleeve, sorry, thread is poking out on the first sleeve. So we'll see, maybe by next time I should have finished that. And I've also been working on, well, not this week, but the other 2 weeks, I've been working on my daughter's cardigan, Hannah cardigan. So I finished the, let's see if I can hold this up. I finished the body and I started one sleeve. That's all I made on that. I think last time I was here on the body. Oh yeah, and on my cardigan, sorry about the needles. On my cardigan, where was I? I was here the last time on my cardigan, so I did make a lot of progress. And I guess if I only worked on that one, I would have been finished, but I started, after the last time I filmed, I started when I ran out of a ball on a project, I switched to the next project just to get something done on all of them. We can look at my vine top that I'm keeping in the mood bag I won from, who did I win that from? I'll write it up here. But I won a tiny cute little mood bag. And in here I have the vine top that I haven't knitted on basically since I started it. But I finished, it's a bit squished to get there. I finished the two fronts. And I started with one of the backs. I think I'm getting it right. It looks good at least. I'm liking how the fabric turns out. And I guess I'll start working a bit more on that now. The vine top is by Athena U, I think. Everything will be linked down below, so you can find the patterns if you want to know anything. I'm knitting that one with Kvitt Lammet Exclusive Push, which is 50% merino and 50% silk, if I remember correctly, in the color Mosseteppe. We have one more knitting whip. After I finished the socks for my husband, I still had some leftovers from the yarn, so I started knitting a pair of shorty socks. And this is a pattern by Knit and Design. It doesn't show up that much, let's see. And it's focusing on me. A pattern by Knit and Design. I can't remember what the name of it was, but I know I bought it for October. She had a pattern with 3 socks and it had something to do with autumn and leaves and stuff. I'll write it up here as usual. And for the red on that sock, I'm using Hobby Black Friday yarn for the cuffs and toes. And I already cast on the second cuff on my magic loop, because when this one is finished, I'm using the 9-inch circular, what is it, it's 23 centimeters or something like that, tiny needles, but I'm trying to learn how to use it. It's not as fast for me as working with the magic loop, because the magic loop I can work without watching, but not on the 9-inch yet. But practice makes perfect, right? So when this one is finished, I'm gonna switch the cuff over to these shorties and work the sock with that. So I think that's all my knitting whips I've been working on. since last time. Yes. So we'll go to the crochet blanket for my daughter. I'm just gonna find that right side. Okay. So last time I was here, on the 6th ball, and since then I've added 1, 2, 3 and a bit more than half, and I started the 5th color, right? So it's getting there, but it's still not long enough. I mean, it's covering my top of my body, so we need a bit more. And I'll continue working on it. I'm using might it be a 5.5 millimeter? Let's see if I have the hook here. Yes, a 5.5 millimeter hook. And I have no idea what's in US because the writing is yesterday. Me and my friend went to Garneriet in Staffanstorp, and we bought some yarn to knit some socks for her mother that needs some pick-me-up because she's been sick. So my friend bought this one, Mailen Weight, Lana Grossa. And it's a sock yarn, and the color is, oh my, 1830297. That's a long color name. And I also bought the same yarn but in a different color, and this one is 1830269. So those two are being made into vanilla socks for my friend's mom. And in return, she's gonna help us trim our cherry and plum trees in August or September, whenever it's needed. And that's it. We spent the entire Saturday together, me and my friend, and met up with my family and her boyfriend in the evening, and barbecued and had a really nice day or evening. So that was nice. Other than that, that's it. Yeah, I know it was Star Wars Day. My son is sitting there watching me when I record. But I think that's it for updates. It was a pretty short episode today as well, I see. I have lots of plans to cast on more socks because it's almost summer sock camp, starting on 24th, I think. So I have a few yarns that I plan on casting on for socks. We have these two that will turn into vanilla socks, probably vanilla socks. And then I have a few more opal yarns and lots of other hand-dyed sock yarns that I probably should cast on for summer sock camp. But we'll see. This year we're allowed to knit with any yarn weight, so I might cast on some in Jaboragi as well for my siblings, my brothers, and maybe some socks for my son who's watching me and looking like, what about me? But he also wants me to knit more sweaters for him, so. But now it's turning to summer, so it's so I might wait with that. And he wants to play VR now, so I guess I'll say goodbye. I wish you a nice day and happy week, and I hope you had a nice May the 4th. So I'll talk to you in about 2 or 3 weeks. Depending on the date. It's almost my daughter's birthday at the end of May, so maybe before that I'll try to record again. We'll see. May the 4th be with you. Yesterday, but still. And have a nice day. Bye.